Alrighty then. Well, if you didn't know, uh, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme music because it is March 16th, otherwise known as 316, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. Essentially, that's what it is now in the wrestling community world. I'd like to think I came up with it first, personally. I know many people won't believe me, and that's quite all right. I know what I know, and I'll share what I know. And if you choose to believe me, that's great. And if you choose not to, that is also fine with me. I don't give a shizzle. Um, but anyway, so yes, this is Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. So I figured I would just do a quick video about why Stone Cold Steve Austin is just simply the man. And I'm not going to go through all his accolades or anything like that, dude. Just going to talk as a fan and just that's it. That's it. That's it. So anyways, first of all, I call Stone Cold Steve Austin my stepdad because did you guys ever see the show Workaholics, right? I know I'm talking to nobody right now, but I'm hoping people will watch this once I upload it. So I'm asking a question to you if you are watching. Did you ever see the show Workaholics? Well, there's a character, Blake, and in an episode he says, you know, I was raised by a single mother and Stone Cold Steve Austin via the television. And that hit me harder than any line in a television show ever, period. Because that was my childhood. Single parent home, basically raised by Stone Cold Steve Austin via the television. So I call Stone Cold Steve Austin my stepdad. We share, no, there's nothing there at all. At all. No relation, period. But in here, that's where it's at. Anyways, so yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin is just the greatest. Just the greatest of all time. Just a badass. That's all he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the reason why 316 Day, for those people who may not know, is because Austin cut a promo after King of the Ring where he said, Austin 316 said, I just whipped your ass. And it blew up, you know, and, you know, literally. Like, it was just like damn near an overnight sensation of just Austin 316 signs in the crowd and t-shirts being made, and he was like, you know, he sold like the most merchandise like ever for like the longest time, you know. I think it might have been broken by now, but by like John Cena's and, you know, people like that. But you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin is just the greatest. You know what I mean? He didn't give a shit. He would tell you how he feels. He would give you a stunner. He would flip people off. He would drink beer. He would drive Zambonis. He would drive beer trucks. He would drive cranes. He would drive monster trucks, quads. He would drive anything he could get his hands on. You know, I remember when he first gave Vince McMahon the Stone Cold Stunner. That was a classic moment when he won the title at WrestleMania 14. You know, this is how big Stone Cold Steve Austin is, right? At WrestleMania 30, I believe it was, Hulk Hogan comes out, right? Huge pop, huge roar for Hulk Hogan. Place going bananas, right? The Rock comes out. The place goes bonkers. Oh my God, it's The Rock. When Stone Cold Steve Austin music's hit, when his music hit, the place literally collapsed to the ground. They had to cancel WrestleMania. That's how loud it was. The foundation just crumbled. Stone Cold Steve Austin got a louder reaction than Hulk Hogan and The Rock. Every time. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the Eminem of wrestling. And this is what I mean when I say that. When Eminem goes on to somebody else's song, he murders it. He does everything in his power to be better than the rapper that he is on the song with, right? So he just murders it and just completely outshines the other rappers 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? Um, and that last part is what I mean with Stone Cold. Anytime Stone Cold is on a wrestling show, he outshines the other wrestlers 100% of the time. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be The Undertaker. It could be Brock Lesnar. It could be Goldberg. It could be The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. Any of them. Line them up. Line them up, and Stone Cold Steve Austin will get a better reaction than all of them. And that's just the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. And because I said so. You know? So, and like, he'll go down as one of the greatest of all time. To me, he is the greatest. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. He just was. Yeah, I might be biased. Sure, I might be biased. He's my stepdad. You know what I mean? I might be biased, of course. And I don't care. I have no problem admitting that. I'm not biased with very many things. Stone Cold Steve Austin is one. South Park's another. Dallas Cowboys, another. And rap. Like, I don't know. There's only like 3 or 4. Like, I'm not biased with much. You know? But yeah. I don't care what anybody says. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest of all time. He deserves a national holiday in his honor. And that's what today is. So yeah. I just wanted to, you know, I mean, growing up, dude. Like, Monday nights and Monday nights and Friday nights with SmackDown, and like, I couldn't wait till Stone Cold Steve Austin came out. I could not wait until Stone Cold Steve Austin came out. Like, and never stopped liking him. I listen to his podcast. I'll watch any TV show he does if I could, if I like have the channel, That's another thing, is TV shows. The Broken Skull Challenge. The fuck? Dude, the Heartbreak Hill? Is that what it was called? The Heartbreak Hill at the end? That shit was crazy. Shit was nuts. So that show was great. Redneck Island, I think it was the other one. I saw a few episodes of that. That was pretty good too. But yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin's the best, and that's all I wanted to really say. I know this video isn't too long, and I have no notes, so I'm just going off the top of my head with what I feel in my heart. You know what I mean? And Stone Cold Steve Austin is the best of all time, and nobody will ever touch him. Nobody will ever touch him, in my opinion. And if they do, woo, they're gonna have to be like 3 times better. That way, there's no denying it, And I just, I don't know if that could ever happen. You know what I mean? And I don't mean in ring athletically necessarily. I just mean overall, like his character, the persona, like the way he talked, the way he walked, the stunners out of nowhere. He would just run into matches and just give people stunners, like before the Royal Rumble in like 1997, I think. You know what I mean? He was saying he was going to get everybody before they got him, so he would just run into their matches, give them stunners, and just be out of there real quick, And it's just wonderful. And it's just sad his career was cut short by a couple neck injuries, one major one. And, it sucks. But, hey, I'd rather see him get out of there early and still be able to walk and live a healthy life. Because at the end of the day, they are human beings who need, after they wrestle, do still live, so, yeah. And, anyways, with that being said, I'm going to turn this song back on, and we'll enjoy it until I get out of here, guys. So, yes, happy 316 day. flip a coworker off or something, give somebody a stunner, give me a hell yeah, and yeah, peace. Oh, one last thing. One last thing. What? Hey, I'm sorry I forgot to tell the story of how I think I came up with 316 Day. I used to work at the Dunkin' Donuts bakery near my house, and part of my job duties were to make the creams, like the buttercreams and all the fillings for the donuts. And you used to have to write the date on top of the container, on top of the bucket that the creams were in and the fillings were in. So one day, it was March 16th, and it dawned on me, 316, Austin 316. So I wrote on the container 3, the 2 dots, 1 6. Instead of 3/16, I did 3, the 2 dots, 1 6, for 316. And after that, like the next year, is when everybody started doing 316, 316, 316 Day. So, I'm a trendsetter, baby. Peace.